gotten to know Stephan so much better this week. Yes, he was always this name from the Corn Ferry Tour, as Burko alluded to, all those wins. But what a likeable guy he seems to be. Well, Renner did a wonderful job in coverage of showing the family picture of their young boy and dog and how happy he is at home. But in terms of on the golf course, you mentioned it already yesterday, dramatic improvement in speed, and it seems to have really flowed through to the absolute entirety of his game. He's appeared so far to be fearless, hasn't he?
Absolutely. You know, in the winter, one of the things I always do in the winter is I'll get the FedEx Cup list. I'll go through the 150 guys and I will write down all of their data, all 150. And then I will try to look at, like, what doesn't make sense and who's likely to make a move. So that's why at the beginning of the year, where I saw where Jaeger was and what his data was last year, I was like, he's going to make a move in 2024. I was adamant about it because there was just obvious objective improvements. And you take a look at where he's been in his career, strokes gained total, that first column, and you see the jump he made in 2023. Now, maybe we didn't talk about him a lot, but essentially when you're at the Tour Championship, you got the top 30 players there in the FedEx Cup, but strokes gained total to me tells you a more accurate representation of where a player's game is. He was 28th last year. This year, thus far, early on, but still 16th. But this correlates to his jump in speed. He has made it his goal to get as fit as possible. He said at one point he was pretty much the worst driver on the PGA Tour. He said he was getting more timid, he was swinging slower, and he said, to heck with it, I'm going to get strong. So he went to this guy, Fit for Golf, Mike Carroll. I follow him on social media, right? He went to him, he got stronger, and then he got fearless. He's decided, I'm going to start swinging as fast as I can. Now, I got to give more credit. At Golf Digest, there's a journalist there named Luke Kerr-Deneen. I love him. He posts a lot of photos of golf swings. He had, to date, maybe since I've been sitting in this chair, the best nickname I think anybody's ever come up with for a player. How about this? Jagger Bombs for Stephan Jaeger. I just love it because what we've been seeing early on in 2024 is a lot of Jagger Bombs. We really have. I haven't said Jagger Bomb since I was in college. But this is it. This doesn't look one thing like the Stephan Jaeger of 2018, 19, 20. It doesn't look anything like it. This is a complete transformation. It's like he took his golf swing to a plastic surgeon and said, I don't want anybody to recognize me. These are gorgeous moves, powerful moves. Look how he stays moving. Remember last year, Padraig Harrington, all the great social media Padraig Harrington say, you want to hit it longer, you got to stay moving, right? Stay moving. Speed up that tempo of the backswing, right? Turn more. Get some flex in transition. Get into the ground. All of these things. I'm going to show you a comparison in a minute. You won't believe it to 2018, but here he is. Look at this. This isn't a golf tournament. It looks like he's on the range and somebody said, hey, Stephan, let me see how far you can hit one with no repercussions if you miss it. These are out there 315, 320, but let's just take a look at where his golf swing is now. This is it. See how he's moving? And this is an up-tempo backswing. Look where he gets at the top. Boom. Let's roll in 2018. That's where he was at the top in 2018. It's not even the same guy. I mean, look at that. His backswings are 1.5 foot longer. Look where his right arm is. By the way, look at the flex in his right leg. He had more flex in 2018. He'd take it out now. So now he can get flex on the downswing and look at where he's off that foot. Pressing into the ground, using the ball of his foot to rotate and extend. He has said that I'm just going to get fearless. I'm going to try to put a little John Daly into my golf swing. And he said, and this is hard to do. As he swings harder, his dispersion gets narrower. Now, that's what everybody dreams of, right? So he's like, look, if I'm going to be a crappy driver and hit it short and in the rough, I'm just going to try to hit it as hard as I can. But what he noticed is the more he swung, the harder he swung, the better the dispersion he got. Now, I've made that argument forever. When people are always like, here, swing should be more efficient, you should have stable lot. That is a bunch of junk. It doesn't make sense. It's wrong. It couldn't be more wrong. The best swings of all time are long. They got a lot going on. Legs moving everywhere, flying, hands up in the air. So this efficient stuff, it sounds good. And it may work with players who don't have any ability whatsoever to hit it far. But he discovered the ability to hit it far. He was a 113 guy when he came out on tour. Below average. Now he's up around elite, almost 120. So that's really cool stuff.
That's an amazing piece of analysis, by the way, Brandel, I have to say. But you have a reason to root, perhaps, for Stephan Jaeger tomorrow. There is one of them, and you're right about Padraig Harrington. I played with him in the Pro-Am at the PNC Championship a couple of years ago, and he tells you, don't stand still over the ball. He wants you to keep moving, everything fluid. So Stephan Jaeger, a wonderful example of that. Let's see if he can.